when Yusuf Haji was handing over Rift Valley province to Ishmael Chelanga, he paused and showed him, in the presence of the press, he showed him a telephone there. And he said, this is the hotline. He said, when it rings, it only comes from one person. That is the president. And when you answer it, you have to answer it while standing. He did do this before the press. I do not know why. Chelanga had deputized him before Chelanga was made the district commissioner, Nakuru. And as a deputy provincial commissioner, whenever the provincial commissioner was away, for any reason, like any other officer could be, the deputy became the acting. And so when he knew about the hotline, why Haji decided to talk of it on camera, I do not know. I wanted to explain to people what a hotline is. Moi used it a lot. Kenyatta may have had little use of it because of old age and ill health. Kibaki may not have taken interest in it. Uhuru may have reinstated it. As for Ruto, 13 months is too early to say anything about him. We had several people with the hotline. For the millenniums, you may be shocked because nowadays anybody calling you, you see the name before you even pick it up. Those days the telephone used to call, and once you pick the phone, then you know who it is. But if you suspect the person who is ringing, you could tell somebody nearby to pick the phone so that the person, after identifying who is talking on the other side, would hand over the phone to you. But the hotline, I later, when Ishmael Chelang had taken over as a provincial commissioner, I later visited him in his office, and he showed me the hotline. I was told that in some places it was painted a different color, and in fact, in some cases, it may have been painted red. But in Chilanga's office, there were about 4 landlines which looked similar. But in his case, he had placed the hotline different from the rest, but you can mix them, but you note it so that, and you know those days, today we have telephones that you place different ringtones. You can even have one phone, but have different ringtones for different people, so that when your phone rings, even without looking at it, you know who is ringing. But those days, all phones had the same ringtone. So whenever it came, and the hotline, at least the Kenyan hotline, you could not call any person on the hotline list, and you could not call even the president. What happened was that the hotline was just for the president to talk to all those people among the list I'm going to give you. So you could not call the president, you could not call the other people whom you knew or did not know that they were. It was just for receiving. Now, who are the people who had access to hotline? And you know, hotline, I've just remembered, I do not know whether even their residents, the PCs, the people who are on the list, if in their residences they had hotlines, because civil servants had two phones. There was the home number and the office number. But I only had access to the office number. The president is the only one who could ring anybody on that list. And the people included members of the cabinet, members of the National Security and Advisory Committee, and members of the Provincial Security Committee. Those are the people the president would call you, and whenever he called you, it was just instructions. I have just remembered, as I was recording, I have just remembered that those hotlines were also in the residence of those people who were in the list. Their home numbers, because during Moi's funeral, when it came for the president, that is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to speak, he said that one time when he was at home, Moi called him via the hotline. And when he called him via the hotline, he could not pick the hotline, but allowed Margaret Kenyatta, his wife, to pick it up. And when Moi wanted to know why Uhuru was not picking up the hotline, Margaret said that he was in the bathroom taking a shower. And he said, I'll call later. Then a few minutes later, Moi called Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And at that time, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta had no excuse but to pick the hotline. And according to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, during Moi's funeral, said alinisomea, and he told Uhuru to go and meet him in the next 5 minutes. And then Uhuru jokingly said, ni mjinga peke yake anajipelekaga kujishtaki. But then I have just remembered that those hotlines were also in the homes. I just wanted the people who were not in the security department then, and especially the millenniums, to understand that we used to we may still have it. We may still have it because I'm no longer in the system, but that is what a hotline is, especially during Moi's time.